step down. We're going to do a proclamation in honor of Officers of the Month. We're going to ask Officer Michael Cherry and Officer James Stewart to come forward, and let's give them a round of applause for being the Officers of the Month. There you go. Woo! I want to ask the Chief of Police to please come forward to read exactly to us what made him name these officers of the month for the month of, I believe, August, right? The month of August. Okay, go ahead, Chief. Oh, before we proceed, we found someone's diamond ring. It's not the one that from Rustin's wife. I think Rustin's wife, I mean, it was bigger than that. So, whose ring is that? Okay, I think it's a diamond ring. I think, Jeff, you're about to get married, so. Okay, well, we'll leave the diamond ring back here. Mr. City Manager, we could give it to you. Okay, so anyone have lost a diamond ring, you know, we'll turn it over. Well, okay. I think the Chief of Police found it in the women's bathroom, so, you know, that's it. All right, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The North Miami Police Department Officer of the Month for August of 2012 are Officer Michael Cherry and James Stewart. Officer Cherry has been a member of the North Miami Police Department for 3 years and Officer Stewart for over 18 years. Both officers are assigned to the Community Service Section as School Resource Officers and hold office as well in the North Miami Police Athletic League. Within the past 6 months, both officers, Cherry and Stewart, have taken their own initiatives to improve and enhance the department's Police Athletic League and Police Explorers, as we all see them in the back with the light blue shirt on. They have shown true dedication and have spent countless of hours to ensure that these programs are a success within the department. These officers have served as role models, coaches, teachers, and mentors. They continuously guide the youth that they work with to become productive members of this society. One of the police explorers within the program recently won the City of North Miami Police Department Fallen Hero Scholarship for an essay written for the 3 fallen officers of the North Miami Police. Officer Cherry and Stewart has also successfully created and established the first annual PAL Charity Golf Tournament. Okay, this tournament took place in May of this year and raised over $15,000 for our Police Athletic League. They've also implemented a Police Athletic League summer program. What I'm trying to say is this. A lot of times we view police officers as officers that goes out in the street, that makes arrests, that are putting burglars in jail, but we never look at the other side of what an officer does. These officers have done their share in the streets. Don't get me wrong, as far as putting, you know, vagabonds, hoodlums in jails. But at the same time, it's the heart that we see. Let me tell you, Officer Cherry and Stewart, even though they work from 9 to 5, sometimes I'm late at the office and I watch them up on the 4th floor, 9:30, okay, mentoring the police explorers we have back there. On Saturdays, okay, we have track and field, okay, they do the boxing, and this is on their own time. So this says about the quality of these officers that we have within the police department. And I am so proud to have officers like Officer Cherry and Stewart to be not only nominated, but for them to be here and for the mayor of our great city to present to them the Officer of the Month for August of 2012. Thank you.
Okay. Officer Mikael Sherry. Congratulations. And Officer James Stewart. Okay, thank you. Congratulations again. Continue on with the program. We're going to call on the Chief Elias and former Chief Mike Mills from ESGR to please come forward to present the Service Member Patriot Award.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Michael Mills. I'm the area chair now for an organization called Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, which is a Department of Defense agency. Let me stop for a second. I do need Officer LaShantavia Campbell up here with me, as well as Sergeant Pete Dominguez. Would you join us up here, please? Anyway, now that I have my act together, ESGR is a Department of Defense agency. Our mission is to promote and improve relations between our National Guard and Reserve military service members and their civilian employer. Tonight, in this case, the city of North Miami. One of the many things that we do to accomplish this is we offer the service members the opportunity to nominate their supervisors that have been supportive of their military service for an ESGR Patriot Award from the Department of Defense. So that's why we're here tonight. Officer LaShantavia Campbell has nominated her sergeant, Sergeant Pedro Dominguez, for a Patriot Award, and I'm here to present it. I guess we'll get some shots in a second, but we also, of course, want to recognize, first of all, we really do appreciate your support of our military service member. It is really important, especially, well, I mean, we're just talking out by the flagpole, kind of along the same subject, and it is no more important than these days that our military, our National Guard and Reserve service members, and our military as a whole feel that they have the support of their employer, the public, and everybody, so that they can go about their duties. For your information, our National Guard and Reserve, they represent over half of our military strength. I mean, without the National Guard and Reserve, you can cut your military in half, basically. So they're a very important part of the defense of our country and in maintaining freedom and so forth. So thank you, Officer Campbell, for your service for our country, and thank you, Sergeant Dominguez, for supporting Officer Campbell.
Okay, I promise I didn't prepare a speech. But I just want to say thank you to Sergeant Dominguez. A lot of people think that the Army Reserves, they call us weekend warriors or part-time soldiers. And I just wanted to let everyone know that it's much more than that. The intense training It can come from anywhere. It can come at any day, at any time. I can drop orders on Sergeant Dominguez's desk 2 days before I'm scheduled to be somewhere. And I just want to say thank you for being supportive and not giving me a hard time about it. A lot of times when we're training, I hear my battle buddies complain, or sometimes, they're on the phone with their boss. They have to check in. They have to cry and plead, oh, I'm coming back Monday, or stuff like that. I don't have that problem. So thank you. And thank you to the entire police department, too, for supporting me in my military career as well as police career. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I am totally surprised by this. I'm lost for words. I would like to say that I'm honored and truly humbled by such a wonderful award, especially on such a sacred night like tonight. The military, as far as I'm concerned, is a true partner with the law enforcement field, and I myself was a United States Marine Corps, so hoorah to all those devil dogs out there. And again, thank you very much, Campbell, for the wonderful nomination. Mr. Mills, thank you, sir, for the wonderful presentation. Anytime you're recognized, it's certainly an honor, but on a night like tonight, to receive such an award is really over the top. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Know that anything she wants, she can get from now on. You know that, right?
Okay, thank you. To continue on with the program, we're gonna call on the City Attorney, Ms. Regine Monestim, to accept this proclamation in honor of the United States Constitution Week. Please come forward. Those of you who may or may not know, but basically back in September 17th, 1787, the United States Constitution was signed by 39 brave men who changed the course of history in America. So we encourage all Americans to observe this important day in our nation history by attending local events in your area. Celebrate Constitution Day through activities, learning, and demonstration of our love for the United States of America and the blessings of freedom our founding fathers secured upon us. Although they call it Constitution Day, but there's one thing you have to keep in mind, that most of the 39 brave men that actually signed this Constitution, the parents weren't American. The parents become American through what they call the naturalization process. And although it's Constitution Day, but it's been recognized also as Citizenship Day. And we ask all of you to celebrate the week of September 17th through September 23rd as Constitution Week here in the city of North Miami. And our great city attorney would accept this proclamation in honor of Constitution Week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the honor.
Thank you. As we continue on, I'm going to call the chairs of the Hispanic Heritage Month Committee, Chair Maida Pineda and Lucia Gonzalez from our North Miami Public Library. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm not sure if you have your speech prepared, but those of you who may or may not know, but basically initially it was National Hispanic Day. Then from there they changed it to National Hispanic Week, and I think in 1981 or 82, President Reagan finally proclaimed the month from September 15th to October 15th to be National Hispanic Heritage Month in the United States of America. When you do further research about September 15th to October 15th, then you realize that a majority of Latin American countries have gained their independence from September 15th to October 15th, and I think that's when President Reagan has chosen from September 15th to October 15th to be National Hispanic Heritage Month, and the city of North Miami urged all residents to recognize and celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month in the city of North Miami. Those of you who would like to be engaged and be involved with what we're doing here in the city, by next Monday, you're going to get the chance to see a display of the celebration of diversity that makes America strong, that recognize many ways contributions of Hispanic Americans have made to this great nation. And Maida and Lucia are leading this effort. So if you don't have a chance to go elsewhere to celebrate this great holiday, come by the city of North Miami. We're going to have bachata. We're going to have some, definitely some food, music, tacos, ayos con pollo, café con leche. So let me turn it over to Lucia and Maida to say a little bit more about this great celebration that we are having in the city of North Miami.
Thank you very much, Mayor. You said it all. But I did look it up in the library when I came here, and 1988, under President Reagan, marks the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month.
That's right. Okay.
See how important the library is.
Yeah.
And in addition, I also want to say that in the city of North Miami, we celebrated, of course, with events, with special displays, and this year we're going to celebrate it very specially because we kick off the year-long celebration of Viva Florida, 500 years of Florida history, going back to the day Ponce de Leon set foot in Florida in 1493. Looked it up in the library. Yes. And we Floridians can boast of having the oldest city in the United States. The first settlement way back when nobody was here. Yep. We had a city, San Agustin. San Agustin. And I can't say it in English. San Agustin? What is it? Saint Agustin. San Agustin. There you go. So that we celebrate, and we are very honored on behalf of the Hispanic Heritage Month Committee to accept this proclamation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maida, can you say that in Spanish?
Solamente que buenas noches, quería expresarle que vamos a celebrar el mes de la Hispanidad. Empieza el 15 de septiembre hasta el 15 de octubre. Vamos a tener una fiesta con música, comida, el 16 de octubre de 12 del día hasta las 2 de la tarde en el segundo piso de Council Chambers, aquí afuera. No se lo pierdan, por favor vengan a celebrar el mes de la Hispanidad, que se van a divertir mucho. Gracias.
Gracias. There you go. There you go. Just come to the front. Yeah. Thank you, Madam Chairs of this great committee. I mean, we are very glad to do so and celebrate this, our diversity here in the city of North Miami. We are not done with you yet. Lucia, would you please come forward to accept the proclamation in honor of Sign Up for Your Library Card. And, I mean, you know, since, I guess, 2004, we were supposed to be getting a brand new library. We were supposed to refurbish this library from Biscayne Lending, but some of the language that was in that initial contract was very vague. Was what they call an illusionary promise that was made to the city of North Miami. I'm not sure exactly how come the language was not really you know, fixed up to make sure that we actually get the library that we need. And hopefully, I think, you know, this city council can actually make good on their promises that they made to the residents of North Miami and actually put the library where it should be. I'm there every so often. I get a book every so often. I get a movie every so often. Although, you know, we need to upgrade what we got there, but I think the city council would actually do right by you this time to continue the work that you need to do there. So the city of North Miami is pleased to issue this proclamation, which is Sign Up for Your Library Card month here in the city of North Miami. So Lucia, you want to say a couple of things about how you get people to sign up for the library card? And I know the IT director is here with us. I mean, is he going to be able to get you to sign up online?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Well, signing up for your library card, it is the smartest card that you can ever have. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is come to the library, fill out an application, show proof of address, and that's it. You get your card, you get your passport to the world and to the universe. And now you don't even have to come to the library. You can just access us online and apply online, and then do come to the library and pick up your card. And it is a joy to know that the entire community supports the library, because we hope to have the greatest library, and every citizen in North Miami will have what they deserve as a public library.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we are done on the special presentations. Now let's go back to the dais to continue to conduct the business of the people. Yeah, just briefly, Chief Elias would like to address the people while we are getting ready. Sure, thank you.
Again, good evening, everyone. Just wanted to say a few words about our police department. Just to let you know that we currently have 3 of our staff members, which is Major Beige, Major Anne-Marie Watler, and Officer Felix Guadarrama, that are in Trinidad right now. Actually, our department, and this is important, okay, and I'm very proud of it, our department has been chosen, okay, as the 2nd police department in the United States to conduct international training. Okay, beside New York Police Department, okay, beside the New York Police Department, Mayor and Council, okay, the State Department, the U.S. State Department has chosen our police department, North Miami, to conduct international training. Okay, Major Burden and I had gone about a month and a half ago to Haiti to do an evaluation of their recruitment and selection. And now we have 3 of our officers that are currently in Trinidad. And from my understanding, next month, they're going to be sending more officers to Jamaica and Kirkus Island as far as to do training for their police department as well. And this is something I've always said. Our officers, we stand proud and we take care of the residents, you know, in North Miami. A week ago, there was an incident that occurred, and I know everybody was aware of it. You've seen it on the media, to where you had an individual that doesn't even reside in this city, came into this city, set up shop, and he was wanted by the U.S. Marshal, okay, which work alongside with an elite task force that we have, a crime suppression team. And we're able to locate this individual. And when we did, he shot several times at our police department. Okay, long story short, he did get shot 3 times, okay, by our officer. And he was arrested. But let me make this pledge to you, the residents of this city. I will not tolerate hoodlums, vagabonds, to come into this city and set up shop. Neither myself nor my executive staff that's here in the back will allow this in this city. I care about this city. We have a vested interest in this city. And I'm letting you know, some of these buildings owned by whomever that's allowing this, we are going to start to sweep the city. And this is from our city manager, our mayor and council. We are not going to tolerate this in this city. They do not run the city. The police department is the one that oversees the protection of this city. I am not afraid of any of these hoodlums, vagabonds. My grandmother used to say something, okay? She used to tell me, because when I was in school and they used to pick on me, she used to say, monkey know what tree to climb. Ain't no monkey climbing no trees here in North Miami. We will not tolerate that, okay? And in closing, because I'm also a veteran, you know, I wanted to share this poem, you know, with you all about 9/11. It says, I stare to total disbelief. I stare in total disbelief, my heart torn with instant grief. Plumes of black smoke fill the air, marking a building no longer there. I close my eyes and I wanted to pray, but my mind doesn't know what to say. Much like Pearl Harbor, so many years ago, so many gone with one fatal blow. There's no words to explain. There's no words to ease the pain. To those who gave their lives, mothers, fathers, husbands, and wives, to all whose life today did cease, may your soul find instant peace. We will honor you and the life you gave as a patriot of the land of the free and the home of our braves. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Truly appreciate that because I can tell you that I have, you know, taken depositions of police officers from surrounding community, and basically, you know, I think maybe, you know, and I still have those records, you know, for anyone that wants to see it. You know, I had one officers that went on record, this was back in 2002, 2003, basically said, you know what, the gangs are no longer in my city, and I pushed them to North Miami. So as long as they're in North Miami, they're not in my city, I don't have any problem with that. Nowadays, you know, the criminals are telling me that North Miami is hot. You know, they don't want to be, they don't want to operate in the city of North Miami. I was telling Gordon Murray, a former law partner, about that, and he said, yeah, I mean, they don't want to be in North Miami anymore because we don't tolerate that anymore. And this, it's good news, you know, when you hearing criminals saying that, listen, you know, this city is hot, you know, if I do something, I get caught quickly. So basically, you know, if they're on I-95, I don't want them to make a stop. I don't want them to get off on 119th, 125th, or 135th, you know. So thank you so much, you know, for all you have done, and, you know, reducing the crime in the city, making sure there are programs for the young adults, making sure that, you know, there's Explore there, you know, to actually, you know, give the young people in the city something to do, not to turn over to what I call, bad friends. So thank you so much for all the work that you have done in this area. Although you're taking a lot of the credit, but it's because of Chief Johnson that was there before you. So thank you so much, okay?
My mentor, so no problem.
All right, thank you, Chief. City events.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pam Solomon, and on behalf of the City of North Miami, I'd like to share with you our events that are happening for the month of September. And starting off with this week, we have our Golden Opportunities Senior Resource Fair and Disaster Preparedness Month event. It's a Communities of a Lifetime event presented by 4 of our city's advisory boards, which have collaborated to put this resource fair together. It's our Community Relations Board, Disaster Preparedness Committee, Senior Citizens Advisory Board, and the University Relations Board. And that event will take place this Thursday, September 13th, from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. at Griffin Center, located at 12220 Griffin Boulevard. And basically, we have several agencies that are coming together that provide resources specifically to senior citizens, but also to families in the Miami-Dade County area. We will also have Miami-Dade County Transit's Golden Passport, where seniors ages 65 and over can ride transit for free. That's our busing system, Metro Mover, Metro Rail. If you have the Golden Passport, you ride all of those services for free. And we also have disaster preparedness, hurricane preparedness materials there as well. So please join us this Thursday, September 13th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Griffin Center. If you work with elders in the community, please join us and come out to learn about the resources available for senior citizens as well as families. This Friday, the Museum of Contemporary Art is hosting 2 events that are free for North Miami residents and MOCA members. We have Optic Nerve 14, so it's the 14th year of this annual film festival showcasing innovative short films and videos that are by artists from around the United States as well as here in South Florida. That will take place, they'll have showings at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. this Friday, September 14th. It's the premiere screening, and general admission is $5 if you are not a North Miami resident or a MOCA member. So for more information, you can log on to MOCA NoMi, that's MOCANOMI.org. We also have that evening Trading Places 2. It's a night exhibition series where you can meet the artists and have a reception at 8 p.m. inside MOCA. And this is a second installment of an experimental program, Trading Places, where South Florida artists swap studios for studio spaces in MOCA's galleries. MOCA provides the artists with materials, technical assistance, and opportunities to interact, respond to, and investigate each other's works. So once again, that's 3 opportunities to enjoy MOCA this Friday night, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. to enjoy Optic Nerve 14 and Trading Places 2. We also have our Family Fun Night activity, which is a series that our Parks and Recreation Department has hosted throughout the summer. And we did have one activity that was rained out, so this is a reschedule of that activity. And that's this Saturday, September 15th. It starts at 6 p.m. at Griffin Park, which is across the street from Griffin Center, located off of West Dixie Highway at 123rd Street. We invite you to enjoy a free night of family fun. And we will have an outdoor movie at sunset. We're featuring The Lorax, which is a Dr. Seuss story. It's very popular. Leading up to the movie, we have live DJ, hands-on activities, art activities, snow cones, popcorn, a lot of family fun. So for more information, we invite you to contact the Parks and Recreation Department by calling 305-895-9840. And as always, you can find out more information on all of our current events by logging on to northmiamifl.gov/celebrate. And just a look ahead into the end of September, I'd like to feature, as it is Sign Up for Your Library Card Month, we'd like to feature our Friends of the North Miami Public Library Annual Book Sale that takes place Friday, September 28th through Monday, October 1st. And this is really the the primary fundraiser that our Friends organization does. And the Friends organization is a nonprofit volunteer organization which really supports library programming throughout the year, and including literacy programs and incentives for children, teens, and adults. So please support our annual book sale, and it's more than books. It's magazines, materials, DVDs, videos. Also, between now and September 24th, if you have materials you'd like to donate to the library for the book sale, it's time to clean your closets, your bookshelves, and donate to the North Miami Public Library. The library is located at 835 Northeast 132nd Street, and you can always call us at 305-891-5535 or visit us online at northmiamifl.gov/NoMi Library. That's NOMI Library. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam, for your wonderful presentation and announcement that we have going on in the city of North Miami. I guess, you know, we are now in September. You know, hurricane preparedness, we're still a couple months away from November 30th. Anything going on in the Atlantic Ocean?
Not really, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just want to remind the whole city to know that the city of North Miami serves as a satellite city to Miami-Dade County EOC. That means the city of North Miami is a leading city for 4 other cities who serve our satellite city. We are responsible to work together with them to get prepared for hurricane and any potential disaster. At this point, North Miami, during the hurricane season, we have been going through all the motion, get prepared, and we are ready doing what we were supposed to do and beyond to get ready for any potential hurricane.
Okay, thank you. So I guess there's nothing in the Atlantic Ocean within the next couple months, right?
We cannot repeat that unless that Dade County give us the authority to do so.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Any updates with some of the projects you got going on?
Mayor and Council and Vice Mayor, we just want to give you just a brief due to the sake of time. Basically, Cagney Park, the gymnasium, is scheduled to start this month, late this month. We're happy to know about that.
When is that going to be completed? Because we keep hearing mixed news that it should be completed by
end
December,
of
January.
That was how it was announced before. The construction manager there is looking at all the bids.
You know, the kids from North Miami Middle is waiting for, you know, that place to get ready. So
Absolutely.
Whatever you can do to get that project to be completed on time, that would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, and the Northfield, still the construction is scheduled to begin in February.
Okay.
As you know, that you've been seeing the bus benches starting to be installed, so that's a great deal and a big impact to the city. So hopefully they will continue as scheduled. So I will reserve the rest to a later date.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir. We're going to move on with the consent agenda. Before we move on to the consent agenda, I'm going to pull tab B out. Mr. City Clerk, would you read tab? Yes, sir.
Pardon me. I think you forgot the additions and deletions.
Oh,
Yes.
Sure. What needs to be added?
I request that for Councilman Bland, that under tab L, that there will be a discussion regarding special Board of Adjustment meetings.
Okay, so tab, I guess, you know, the last tab we got is tab I. So what happened to M and, well, L come before M, so L is the next one, right?
Yes. So this, it would be respectively the last tab.
You miss J
Yeah, I
between,
missed J.
right?
No J.
So probably there are some other items, so it would be tab.
Okay. Because you're
J.
confusing me, because the way you have it here, you're telling me there's only 25, you know, alphabets rather than 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tab,
24.
tab J.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
yes.
I'd like to ask that we pull tab E for discussion, please.
Tab E and tab B will be pulled for discussion. Mr. City Clerk, would you read tab B into the record?
Absolutely, Mayor. Proposed resolution designating Emerald Drive to be known as Chief Kenneth H. Drive, authorizing the city manager to allocate and expend the necessary funds to cover the cost for signage and do all things necessary to effectuate the designation.
Okay, thank you for reading tab B into the record. I'm going to ask Chief Kenneth H. If you want, you could bring your beautiful wife with you. There you go.
This is like a repeat of walking down the aisle.
You're married.
Well, Chief, you know, I have so much to say about you for what you have done in this city. But what I'm particularly proud of is the diversity that you brought to that police department and how you promote, you know, diversity in that department and what you have done in that police department at a time that no one else would step up and promote, you know, African Americans, promote Hispanic, you know, in that police department. And I know you caught some, you know, some flack for that. I truly appreciate you because you didn't have to do that. But, you know, guys from New York, you know, we don't run, you know. You know, if you want to bring drama, we got drama for you, you know. So thank you so much for all you have done, although I was not around here when you were the chief of police. But the history is there. You know, the history is there. And I would like to see more people talking about what you have done because sometimes I say, you know, without you, we would never have produced a Stephen Johnson. Without you, we'd never probably have produced a Mayor Andre Pierre. So really, thank you so much because by taking the high road, you allowed others to actually follow and do what is necessary in the city of North Miami, and truly appreciate you for all you have done.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm so humbled by those comments. When you called me the other day, I was totally humbled. And to have a street named after you, especially when you're still alive, is really, is really a true honor. If I may divert for a second, you know, today, September the 11th, what a special day, and to have this honor bestowed upon me on this day. We were flying on September the 11th out of Washington, D.C. We left D.C. at 7:59. And I can remember looking at the Pentagon, and the night before I stopped at the Vietnam Wall to look up the names of some of my brethren who had given their lives in the defense of freedom. And then when we landed at O'Hare, we found out what happened. We couldn't get a gate, and the rest is history. And I was fortunate enough to be chief of police up in Illinois, and I did send officers to New York City, and I was on the International Association of Chiefs of Police Committee on Terrorism. And I flew into New York when the planes were back up, and we did have a meeting in there. And we were in a global war, and this is going to go on for some time. And I really today, I had chills, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to divert. But when I heard that our young police officer out there, Officer Hernandez, you know, this country is so fortunate, so fortunate to have young men and women that will put themselves in harm's way, defend liberty in its hour of maximum need. And I was so proud to be a soldier and so proud to be a police officer. And I thank God that we have this fine police department today walking the streets of this great city, promoting the domestic tranquility. We slept well last night because these wonderful people and our armed forces were on the job. They were the sentinels that gave us this beautiful country and our ability to walk the highways and byways of America and freedom. And I thank God for that, and I thank the chief for hiring such wonderful people.
Thank you.
With that being said, I want to look at Steve Johnson, and I say, Steve, I love you, buddy. We go back a long time, and one of the proudest days I had was promoting you to sergeant, and that certainly didn't spoil Rock Hunter, you know. But I came to this city in 1970. I was appointed to the police department in September of 70. I just came back from Vietnam. I was wounded, and I was still in the Army. I was in the Army Reserve. I was in the 5th Special Forces Group in Vietnam, and then I joined the 11th down here.
And I got in the police department in, like I say, 1970. I was in the police academy, and I moved into the city in 1971, and I ended up on Emerald Drive. And I've been stuck there for the last 40 years, and I've owned 3 properties, and I absolutely loved it. I love the lake, I love the canal, I love my neighbors, and I love being involved in the city. And as a police officer, I always felt that I owed an obligation to my employer. We are of the people, by the people, and for the people. And I wanted to live here, to pay back to the city that paid me, that gave me a livelihood. And I thought that was so, so important. And you know, I seen the city go up and down and progress, and it's nice to see it progress again. We're taking the high road. It's nice to see this beautiful ceremony out here tonight, you know, and it's nice to see us fighting the slums and the blight and getting things done. You know, yes, we're not perfect, and we're going to be far from perfect, but you know what? We get up there every day with the intent of doing the right thing. And you know, Mayor, I thank you for putting me on the CRA board, and Councilman Marcellus getting me on the Planning Commission, and Mr. Blinn putting me back on the Charter Review Board. I want to be involved in the city because it's my obligation as a citizen. You know, you can walk the walk and talk the talk, but you know, you got to be part of that flag. You got to be a part of that flag. We're all pieces of that flag. You know, we can complain about the next election or how bad the city is or how bad this is or how bad that is, but you got to get in the game and make some changes. You know, and that's what it's all about. Nothing's ever static. And I want you to know, from my heart to the council's heart and to my fellow citizens here, thank you for giving me a home for the last 40 years. Thank you for your love. And really, on this special, special day, thank you for this high, high honor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I'd move approval of the item.
Okay, has been moved and seconded. Okay, anyone wishes to record a no? Hearing none. Tab B has been passed, and I think tab E has been pulled for discussion, which is Councilman Gavin.
Thank you. I don't know, Mr. Manager, I have questions about Little Haiti Housing, and I don't know if they have a representative here tonight.
They do not.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you questions, and depending on whether or not you're able to answer them, I'll ask that we continue this item to the next meeting.
Okay.
Little Haiti Housing, the length of this contract is for 1 year. They're being asked to renovate or complete work on 2 homes. How much money will they receive for the work that they're being commissioned to do this evening?
Well, on this particular item, this is for 15% of our CHODO agreement, which we have to select, and they are our CHODO.
CHODO?
Yes, the acronym is Community Housing Development Organization. So we have to partner with someone. Little Haiti Housing is our current partner, and 15% or percentage has to go with an agreement to them for the work that they are doing.
Financially, then, how much money did they receive for the work on the 2 homes? A dollar amount is what I'm hoping to.
Allocated is $73,000. And I'll have Ms. Calloway come up to provide further detail, but the total work is $73,000.
That is correct, Mr. Manager. The city's total allocation for fiscal year 2011 and 12 was $492,123. Home regulations require that 15% of that allocation must be awarded to a CHODO. Little Haiti Housing has been the city's certified CHODO since 2006, so their allocation would be $73,819.
Okay. Have you verified that yourself, Mr. Manager?
Yes, I have. This is the funds that we get, and when we get those funds, 15% of that amount is the $73,000.
How many homes have they completed in the past and work on in the past?
I will get that information for you. I don't have that available tonight.
What type of work do they do when they're handling some of our homes?
Well, you know, they've done some work at the Bell House, the infamous Bell House apartments. They've done other works around the city. That would be, I can get those locations for you.
What type of work are they doing? The renovations themselves? Are they
They-
processing the paperwork for the residents who come into those units? Are
They-
they doing all of that?
They're doing all of that. The Bell House apartment issue that's been problematic, they came in, they've done that work. They handle the processing of those applications, the renovations of those applications, as well as finding the individuals to come into that program.
My next question is for the city attorney. Madam City Attorney, are records that Little Haiti Housing or other Chodos, records that they handled, are they open to public records requests from members of this city?
Yes.
Are the emails that they exchange on the properties that they handle?
Emails that they exchange with whom?
Each other?
Little Haiti Housing and
Right. In other words,
within Little Haiti Housing or Little
Correct.
Haiti Housing in the city?
certainly the answer between Little Haiti Housing and the city is yes, because anything
Right.
within the city is yes.
Right.
But as a subsidiary of the city,
Well,
is
with
Little Haiti
regards
Housing, if they're contracted for us to do House A, and they're talking back and forth with each other about House A, would
if they're talking about city business, then I would imagine yes, that would be.
how would one go about making a public records request for correspondence or any other?
One might ask. We can funnel it
city?
through the clerk.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other items? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move it.
Okay, move and moved by Councilor Marcellis, seconded by Vice Mayor. Anyone wishes to record a no? Hearing none, motion pass. Tab H.
An ordinance of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, amending Chapter 7 of the Code of Ordinances entitled Finance under Article 3 entitled Procurement Code, specifically at Section 7-118 entitled Definitions, Section 7-120 entitled Application of this Code, Section 7-121 entitled Exceptions, and a new Section 7-153 entitled Purchase or Lease of Real Property, to provide for the inclusion and applicability of the procurement code to all real property purchases and leasehold transactions pursuant to statutory laws and in accordance with the powers vested to the city by the Florida Constitution, providing for repeal, conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
This is second reading of the ordinance, which is tab H. I'm going to open public hearing on tab H. Public hearing is now open on tab H.
Good evening, Carol Keys, 12550 Palm Road. This ordinance there's some good language being added, and it says to, and the title talks about all property. It refers to all the property. Your section 7-153, I looked at it before, and I thought, well, this is good because it does incorporate the Florida statutes. However, there is one paragraph that was added, H. Under this tab, if the city is going to purchase property in excess of $200,000, then the city council must approve that, which is a good thing. But you have added language under H, notwithstanding the foregoing, this shall not apply to purchase of real estate where there's use of federal funds, limited to HUD grants, CDBG, home, SHIP grants. I don't see why properties in excess of $200,000 should be excluded from this code. I don't think staff should have the ability to go out and purchase property without the council knowing, and I think it's unnecessary at this time to add that kind of free reign when we're talking about real estate in excess of $200,000. I think that the language in the proposed, the additional language about the 200,000 should be sufficient to include the federal funds. And for a lot of the affordable small properties we're buying at $50,000, $60,000, $100,000, this isn't really going to hinder staff in being able to go about their business and purchase these homes. And even if there are guidelines by HUD, we don't need to give this kind of free rein to staff. I think the council should keep control of our purchases. Thank you.
Public hearing is open on tab H. Public hearing is still open on tab H. Public hearing is not closed on tab H. Councilman Blinn?
Yeah, I agree with Carol. It should be all property we purchase over $200,000 should be included in that clause. And I would like to change to that effect. And I make a motion to change it.
All properties over $200,000?
Yeah, with no exceptions.
Okay, I think that's exactly what the ordinance is saying. Councilman Marcellus?
If we're in agreement, if we're online with what the ordinance says, it's okay. But I think probably have the same concern also. Any property that over $200,000, and we have to have a say so on this matter. We're not going to let the staff decide it. The council has to decide on this issue. If I keep looking to it, if it's online, it's correct. If what Mrs. Carroll just says.
Okay, the ordinance does say if it's over $200,000, then the council would make that decision.
No exceptions, even federal purchase.
Councilman Gavin?
Madam City Attorney, the version of this item that appears online is different from the version that appears in our City Council packet. Why is that?
I'm not sure. It was it replaced online? I believe it should be the same. Is it the same?
There is no tab H in the agenda item that we have.
Okay, well that's probably an error.
153. There's no subsection H in our council binders, though there is one
added.
online. Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move that this be continued to the next council meeting so that the language can be
amended.
Not amended, but we can have the same version. I don't know which one I'm expected to.
Can you make it to the microphone?
My understanding is that what's online and what is in your packet is consistent. Are you saying that that's not the case?
It's not consistent. I'll be glad to step away and hand over my agenda so that you can take a look. But I'm looking here online, and what I have in front of me is a separate item. I just don't know why that is different.
Okay, it's probably just an error. But if what is online?
It's a major error.
I have H in my book. Does anyone else have sub H?
I have H, but he's referring to a special
online
section that is different from the one that's online. I'm gonna pass on, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get around to it. Or
I second his motion.
I'm hearing from Maida. Would you come to the microphone? I think there's an explanation of what actually happened.
The tab H, that was the new version, was scanned into the website, and the new revised was delivered to the mayor and council office staff so they can replace it in your binders.
May I ask when it was delivered?
It was delivered yesterday.
Can we ask the mayor council staff when it was given to council? I don't have it.
You don't have it? I do have the copy here. I can make copies now if you like.
I'd like to again make my motion to continue this to the next agenda so that we can get our
clarify it.
Our issues.
And I second that motion and request a vote.
Okay.
Call the issue.
It's not a matter of having the one version online versus the one that we got. We had a first reading. So from the first reading, I don't believe any corrections were made. We didn't ask any other language to be added. So why would we have language that is being deleted from the ordinance and compared to the one that we got? Why would it be different?
There was a change from the first reading to the second reading.
Right.
Okay, what was the change?
It was not, but it wasn't tab H. It was sub B, which basically just clarifies that anything under 200,000 does not require city council, but everything over 200,000 does.
Here's
So
my
that was
concern. This might be a great thing for us to do. I studied my packet over the weekend. It was delivered to me on Thursday night. I looked at this. And then I looked online, and it's got some different language. And I haven't had a chance to study what's online. I just pulled it up right now because I heard people talking about subsection H, and I looked down here, and there was no subsection H in my binder. So that we can get everything on the same page, unless this is a dire emergency that has to be done in the next 2 weeks, I just move that we continue this to the next item, to the next agenda. We can get everything together, and then we all know what we're voting on, and there's no confusion.
And I agree with him for clarification.
Okay. Ms. City Attorney, what is the issue between the one that's online and the one that we have in our package?
I just got my copy now.
Okay.
So, it's not fair to us to ask us to vote on things.
Okay.
Okay, my understanding was that you had the correct version, so
I know.
Apologies for that not being the case.
Right.
Okay.
Call a vote.
Okay. What would you like us to do?
Well, I mean, there's no substantive change.
Okay.
So really, it's up to the council.
That's a substantive change.
What's the substantive?
Sure, go ahead.
change?
Adding H.
H was already in the. It was on the first reading. H was there.
Okay.
The substance of H was there,
Right.
and it's also online. There is no substantive change to the ordinance.
Okay, Vice Mayor.
No, that's what I was just going to ask. Was it there for the first reading, or is it something that was
H
just
was
added?
there in the first
May
reading.
I?
That is correct.
Okay. Excuse me. We
Come to the
excuse me, Miss City Attorney. The Vice Mayor has the floor now. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Was the H was part of the first reading, or is it just currently added to the second reading?
The substance of H was in the first, or in the first reading. That is correct.
Okay. So this is nothing new that we needed to know that we didn't know the last council meeting?
No.
Thank you.
Okay.
Unless
Okay. You made your motion and it was seconded, Mr. City Clerk. If there was no substance changes, I don't understand why we should defer the item. Would you do by roll call the motion for
Just the
to
motion
defer
on
the item?
Right. The motion is to just continue it 2 weeks so we
Okay.
can get this worked out.
Go ahead, Mr. City Clerk.
Mayor Pierre?
Yes. No. I'm not continuing the item since there was no substantive changes.
Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sterrill?
No.
Councilman Blinn?
Yes, it needs clarification.
Councilman Marcellus?
I really want to vote on this item, but it's really confusing. When you say the substance of H is not including, can you be elaborate more on this thing for me to be able to vote on it?
Okay, sure. H reads, notwithstanding the foregoing, this article shall not apply to the purchase or lease of real property where the use of federal or state funding sources, including but not limited to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partner Grant, Neighborhood Stabilization Program funds, and the State Housing Initiative Program Fund would mandate otherwise. That language was in the first reading of the ordinance. Okay? That was in there. It was not, it was G, it was not H. Okay? What was included is B, and that just pushed everything down. But it's the same substance. The ordinance has not changed in substance. The only thing that B just clarifies, just so that there's no question, under 200, no council approval. Over 200, council approval. That's the only thing that was different. H, the substance of H, the language of H, was in the first ordinance. That is also in this ordinance. There is no difference. That was in the ordinance that you had 2 weeks ago. That was in the ordinance that you had 2 weeks ago. It's the same language.
Okay.
Does that clarify everything?
That's clarify. I mean, there was no substantive change to the ordinance itself. Councilman Marcellus?
My vote is no in that case because it's not changing.
Okay, no problem.
Councilman,
I make a motion to approve. You already, that's it.
Yeah, Councilman, it failed. It failed.
Okay. I'm a motion to approve the ordinance.
Seconded.
Okay, has been seconded. Would you do roll call, please?
Councilman Galvin?
No.
Mayor Pierre?
Yes.
Councilman Marcellus?
Yes.
Councilman Glenn?
No, we should have approval, anything over
Vice Mayor
200,000.
Steril?
Yes.
Okay.
Measure passes 3-2.
Thank you. Tab I.
Discussion regarding donation of city's garbage collection vehicles to operate Green Leaves, OGL, not-for-profit organization.
Okay. Do we have operation? We presented for Operation Green Leaves here. Please come forward.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
While the applicant approaches the microphone, it's come to my attention that we have a written offer for purchase.
We're going to get into council discussion. Let me hear from
Well,
the
you did-
applicant. Then from
Okay.
there, we'll engage in council discussion. The members of the public will be more than happy to come forward and hear exactly what's happening. This is nothing new. We do that every single day, every single time. So I don't understand why it's an issue now. I have all the records to show exactly what has been done in the past. So anybody that want to come to hear about it, I'll be more than happy to hear from. Operation Green Leaf, would you please proceed?
Thank you. I'm Nadine Patrice, Executive Director of Operation Green Leaves. We've been serving the South Florida community for more than 22 years. September is 22 years. And on August 15, I was aware that these equipment were available, and I made a simple request to have some of the items donated so I can do some of the work that is necessary in Haiti as far as the environment is concerned. And like Mayor Pierre said, you know, this has been done in many cities all the time. So I thought it was something simple. But last time when I came, Vice Mayor Steril was not aware or didn't have information about Operation Green Leaves, which I've sent her the information last week. And I hope now she's aware of our work. And it's something simple. So we wanted to have some of the equipment so we can do some work in Haiti as far as garbage collection, and we're going to partner with another company to help us do this work, implement education with the collection of garbage, and it was a simple request, so I'm not sure what the big thing is about.
Okay, do you know exactly what you want?
Yes.
Because it seemed to me that to begin with, there's a long list of items that are sitting out at our motor pool due to the privatization of the garbage
Yes.
collection that are basically sitting there, okay? And every year the city of North Miami does what they call a surplus. I saw back in 2006, you know, who got what, 2007, 2008. So to me, I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, just
either
like
way.
other cities, because
Just 1 second. It really doesn't matter to me either way. Okay. So the resident will come in, and you know, we'll see exactly what's going on here. But there's one thing that's really concerned me, and I'm going to address that once you finish, you know, answering those questions for me. You know, in regard to exactly, you know, what are you looking for from this city to donate to your organization?
from some of the lists, because I was aware that there were about 40 plus, but we just wanted a few of them, such as garbage trucks and pickup truck and the sweeper. So we didn't want a lot. We're just going to implement a small program in Haiti. So
Okay.
I didn't want all the 40. It's just a few of them. So garbage truck, the sweeper, I think is available, and a few pickup truck.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was really simple.
It's not, oh, well, it's not that simple, because we have a garbage trash pickup truck which has 53,000 miles on it. It's in fair condition. And right now the resale value of that is $30,000. Okay.
Well, I wasn't aware of that, as
Okay.
I said, but
And we have another, what to call the street sweeper, here in the city of North Miami, which has 27,000 miles on it. Okay, and at this moment it's valued at $29,000. Okay, so your request is very general, and I wish, you know, you had specifically.
well, I can
And we have, there's another, we have a Ford F-250 pickup truck. The value is at, $10,000. There is what they call a loading garbage packer, which has 66,000 miles on it. And the resale value is $28,000, although they say starting bid at $800,000. And you have another side loading garbage packer, which is the value at $28,000, which we have a lot of that. So basically, what exactly are you?
What I was requesting originally when I sent the letter from knowing what was available, we wanted 2 of the garbage trucks.
Okay, garbage trucks, which
and then
is
2 of the pickups. I was not aware of the resale value, so I can be aware of that.
Okay,
and the sweeper.
Okay, so the 2 garbage trucks. A total of about
Two pickup
I guess
trucks,
$60,000. Okay, then you say the 2 pickup, which is have a resale value of which there's the 250, the Ford 250 pickup truck, and the Ford 350 crew cab pickup.
Yes.
One is valued at $10,000. The other one is valued at $17,000.
Okay. Well, I was not aware, as I said, as the resale value.
The city's already auctioned both of the city's already auctioned both of those trucks.
Okay. So
prior to my letter, so it's fine.
There is the 2007 Sterling, the trash pickup. Okay. So basically, then you also have another Ford 250, which is a valued of $2,000. Okay. So basically, you asking the city to give you one of those Ford pickup truck, and also the 2
the garbage truck and the sweeper. That's what to do a program. That's what we thought we would need, and we thought it was available.
Okay.
So,
and you also requesting for the sweeper, which is valued at about $29. So you basically asking for about $100,000 worth of items to be donating to your not-for-profit organization.
Yes, Mayor, but as I said, I was not aware of the resale value, and I was not aware that they were already auctioned.
Some were auctioned. So,
auction or not auction?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that is your request at this moment.
Yes.
Okay, now
to implement a program in Haiti as far as garbage pickup, together with education. As you know, it's a big issue in Haiti, especially with the cholera, and you know the whole story. So, as a non-profit, I've been here for 22 years, and this has happened in many of the cities. But this time, Operation Greenies, we are implementing the program. So that's why I wanted to see if it was available, and simply asking.
Okay, but I mean, it's a decision that the council would have to make.
Of course.
I mean, it's nothing new.
Of
course.
course.
But I mean, maybe at this moment, it may not be possible, but it's up to the city council to make that determination.
Of course.
It's just some people make it seem like, this is something new. It's never been done in before. Like, this is a backdoor deal. I mean, this is something that we always have done in the city. In fact, I got all the documents here to show what were done before. So if someone wants to be a Martin Luther King Jr., you have to do it all the time, not, sometimes. So it's all there. And now it may not be possible, but the council would have to make that determination whether this is something that they want to do. So you got $100,000 worth of item in the city that you would like the city to donate to your organization. Okay. A few questions for you. Are you 501c3?
Yes, for a long time.
Okay. For the documents that I have here says that this is from
1991. Formalized in 1991.
I have it here, says 1996, okay? And Miss City Attorney, has anyone done any research to make sure this organization is still a viable 501c3 organization?
Yes, it is.
I have not.
Anyone has done so?
Mr. Mayor and Council, just from the online research, according to the Public Works Director, they are a 501c3 based upon his research.
Okay, on his research, and they are still in good status with the RS, right?
Yeah, at some point in time they were a 509, then they became a 501. So at this on today, they are a 501c3.
Okay. Now, question, that I think all of us are concerned with. Basically, the city of North Miami was formed by the people of the city of North Miami for the people of the city of North Miami. Your organization has a P.O. Box address, and was wondering what exactly have you done, in the city and for the city of North Miami. I'm fully aware of Operation Green Leaves. I remember there was some work that you used to do in Little Haiti. What are you doing in Haiti? And I know Green Initiative is something that must be done, in Haiti. But you really have to understand that. I mean, I preach this every single day.
We do the schools here.
Okay?
All the schools.
So just 1 second. I preach this every day. We have to do for the people that live in the city
Of
first.
course.
Okay.
Of course.
Then we could go someplace else. So $100,000. That I can put 10 North Miami students to college. Okay. $100,000. I can actually do Thanksgiving dinner for approximately maybe 10,000 people or so. Okay. With $100,000, there's a lot that I can do in the city of North Miami. So I just want to make sure that you give me something that is plausible. When I was in law school, they used to call some kind of international shoes. This guy that was driving his truck, and the truck was involved in an accident, and they're trying to figure out, which state has the jurisdiction to try the case. Okay, and the test was, whether there's real and substantial contact with that state before you could actually bring the lawsuit into the state to make sure that damages were paid. So my question to you: what is the real and substantial contact that you have for the city in the city of North Miami?
Well, first of all, I want to answer two questions. As far as the city of North Miami is concerned, I know we've been doing work more than 15 years in the city. We go to the schools, we educate the kids because they are your future. If you want to keep a green city, we plant trees. We bring people from all over the nation to come and make presentation for them. We do neighborhood cleanup. We've done so much. I mean, I can't tell you exactly because it's been such a long time. I have pictures, I have documents for that, and you know that. So in that sense, yes, we have served the city of North Miami. But
tell us something specifically that you have done, let's say, within this year. I mean, just very specifically.
Oh, we are in the schools. We have the junior green leaf clubs.
Which one?
Junior green leaf clubs. We have in Hubert O. Sibley Elementary. They're one of the best environmental clubs, and we've done things like that. And even right now, we're planning an arborist training, which we're going to invite the people of the city of North Miami to participate. So we've been doing that for a long time.
Okay.
But in the spirit that I came here to ask, the equipment is in the environmental issue, because the environmental has no borders. So it is a fact that right now in Haiti, there's a lot of issue with garbage pickup and trash and things like that. And as you know, we can no longer say what is happening in another country does not affect another, especially Haiti's in our backyard. So it was in the spirit of environmental issues to implement this garbage collection together with the education that I came to ask that.
Okay.
Fully aware that I know that the city of North Miami comes first. But as I said, it's in the spirit of the environmental issues, because we can no longer say what happens in other countries, especially with the environment, does not affect us right here, especially Haiti does in their own backyard. So that's in the spirit that I came in and asked. But I do understand that the city of North Miami, you have to take care of your business first. So
no problem. Thank you so much. Mr. C. Manager, this is a bigger problem that I got. Tom's Truck Sales LLC, 8820 Quarry Roads in Virginia, sent you an offer to purchase all of those trucks. And why is it that we are being made aware of that? I mean, these are the kind of things that, it doesn't make any sense in the city. I mean, if somebody made an offer, I mean, should it be sent to us?
Mayor, no. basically the vehicles were not up for auction. We just made our last lease payment August the 31st. We outsourced our sanitation. We had an agreement with the vendor that they would purchase our vehicles and our canisters. And of course, that was in exchange for a number of things, the contract, taking our employees. So basically, we had sold them some of the trucks with the understanding that they would evaluate their needs over a 90 to 100-day period. Simultaneously, that occurring, we did not own these vehicles totally because we just made our last lease payment. Now, normally, once we have a situation where we have a surplus of vehicles, we would then put them on the auction block. I would never, and when this was brought to my attention, not the amount, not who, but the fact that someone was making an offer. However, in speaking to our purchasing director, her valid point was when we do get ready to purchase these vehicles, we shouldn't accept one offer. We should put it out there on the market and let it go through this normal course of conduct. That's something that we don't bring before council. So, no, we would not have brought this offer to your attention. We would have opened it up to say, hey, we have an auction. You can either buy all, part, whatever the case is. So that's why it was never brought to your attention, and that's why I never saw this, because they were not at that point and stage to be auctioned off. Now they are. We made our last payment August the 31st. Here we are on September the 11th, and we will be moving forward pending council decision.
Is that the same issue we had when someone made an offer to us for Biscayne Landing and the offer never got to the city council? How is that different from this offer?
I think that the offer with Biscayne Landing...
I think Councilman Marcellus brought that to our attention, that there was an offer. I never got a copy of it, you know, until he brought it up. How come, you know, the staff didn't bring it to the city council? I mean, should we establish a policy? Because it seemed to me that these issues are going to come up any given time, any given day. If there is an offer to purchase, although it's not available, I mean, do we let staff just sit on it? Or is the council supposed to be brought up to date with these kind of offers?
I think we already have a process in place. The issue with Biscayne Landing is totally different from this issue. Biscayne Landing, we had already had direction from council to move forward. And I did bring the offers to council. I did make them known regarding the offer that we had on a corner parcel. I did indicate the checks and the offers that we had. So I did make that known, and I made that privy to the council because although we had direction, I wanted to make that offer known to you in the event that you can make a proper decision. In this case, we already have a practice in place. There's already a protocol in place, and certainly we can't bring offers to council, especially individual offers, when we could open this up and perhaps there may be someone from New York who says, here's 200,000. So why would we not open up the process?
Mr. Manager, if I am, especially me, I'm sponsoring, you know, I have spoken with the organization and they said, hey, listen, you privatize the garbage collection, and it seemed to me you got items sitting there. You know, how can we work this out? I say, hey, let's bring it to the city council, and the city council will make that decision. So if I'm doing that and you got an offer, at least you could tell me, hey, listen, you're about to give this away, but people is offering you money for it. But at least make me aware of it, you know, not the other councils, but you should make all the councils aware of it.
All of us.
But especially if I am sponsoring an item, you know, and you know that I'm sponsoring the item, and as I said, to me, you know, this is green initiative. It's been done in the past. It's up to the city council to make whatever decision that they want to make, you know. But at least, you know, let me know, especially if I am, I mean, I think I receive, a letter from a young man that I have known for a while in the city. I think he's sitting back there. What's your name again? Huh? Mike. Yeah, Mike shared, we have a friend in common that we used to work at the same law firm, and I think he sent me a letter saying that, hey, you may want to sell these items, which, I'm like, sell, that's no problem, let the city council decide, but at least let me know. I mean, let us know, especially if I'm sponsoring an item and there's someone that quickly went behind my back and made an offer and I was unaware of it. I mean, that's the problem, okay? So I could understand the protocol, but at least, I think today I got this, an offer was made for most of them that are sitting there. So basically, you didn't get a copy of it?
No.
Can you make a copy to all the members of the city council?
No. I asked this morning that staff distribute it to the council members.
Okay, so I just got it today. And my problem is, like I said, this is nothing new. My problem is an offer was made, I was not aware of it. And, for me to just getting it right now saying that, hey, listen, what you're about to give away, although I received that email from Michael, nice guy, basically said, hey, you may want to sell it. I didn't get a chance to write them back to say, hey, I have all the documents to show that, some trucks were given away, loaders were given away. So it's nothing new, but just make sure we are aware of it. Public hearing is open on top I. Anyone wishes to be heard on top I, would you please come forward?
Good evening. The first time I'm coming in a big meeting like that. I'm humble myself. I don't even, prepare for that.
We're going to get into public comments. Okay. Citizen forum in a little while. We are only talking about this issue.
Okay.
So whether you are in support of it or against it, you could state your comment. But if you're not talking about this issue, we just hold on. We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Esther Blinn, 1990, Northeast 118th Road. I think the needs of the city, I think actually the mayor himself, Mr. Mayor, you were actually quite eloquent in your weighing of the various priorities and putting North Miami citizens first is what you had said was your priority. I didn't hear in your questioning of the charitable organization anything that would come close to a $100,000 contribution to the city of North Miami residents. I'm struck by the fact that these are, while we may be recuperating and while our city may be prospering through various initiatives, including Biscayne Landings, still in all, listening to and being here at the city council meeting, there are, first of all, the trucks, I think the city manager mentioned. My understanding initially, when the agreement was made with Waste Pro, was that they were going to purchase all of the trucks. So I was kind of surprised that we had trucks. I did do some checking with Public Works, and apparently they were not forced to purchase all of the trucks. However, the trucks are available, as the city manager said, for purchase. And they're, by your calculations, worth a little over $100,000. I believe that people have come repeatedly pleading their case individually at Citizens Forum that they can't pay their water bill, that they are without water. Some person, I believe, at the last council meeting was actually hungry, needed food. I mean, you're talking about residents in our city, from all over our city, who are in need. I would suggest very strongly that you sell the trucks to the highest bidder, which is what Mr. Johnson was suggesting is the protocol, that you don't take the first offer. Maybe it's worth $150,000, and that we put it into some kind of an endowment, either to loan people money who can't make their water bill, or to gift people money, and to provide direct services to our citizens who are suffering, absolutely suffering, in the loss of jobs, loss of their homes. And they come here, and I'm sure it's a very painful process to come and address the city council and the city and be televised asking for something that they need to survive. And I believe truly that this is not the correct avenue to take, to donate trucks when people are truly, suffering. It's not fair. And I urge you to let the city manager do his thing and auction them off to the highest bidder.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bland. But Mrs. Bland, I have you on record here at one time that they were doing it. You didn't speak in opposition of giving those trucks away.
No, I didn't say anything about giving trucks away.
No, I'm saying I have you on record here that back in 2006, they give some items away, but you didn't oppose of giving it away.
What did we give in 2000?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no problem. Yes, sir. Continue.
Terry Dellerson, Bayview Lane, Council, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
It's a very noble effort to want to donate our city's assets to Haiti. Certainly Haiti needs all the help it can get. Initially after the earthquake, my family and I donated almost $1,000 worth of canned food to Haiti. I know it got there, and it certainly went to good use. I believe it's not for the city to donate our assets for this type of purpose. At the last city council meeting, there was a lady that got up and spoke about the library needed a lot of repairs. Another woman, as Mrs. Blinn said, there are hungry people in our city, and I believe it would be more appropriate use of the city's assets to provide for the needy citizens here in North Miami.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Michael Scher, 2310 Bayview Lane, North Miami. I concur with Mrs. Blinn in many regards. I'm looking at this as this is a city asset, pure and simple. And when city assets should be used for city good. But right now, the city, as a businessman doing work in this city, the city has furloughs, the city has layoffs. It has issues with finances that, and I'm not saying this one issue, if you sell this asset, it's going to fix it. But that's one more step forward in trying to put us into a more progressive position to make the city better. I'm all for donations. I'm all for charitable good. But this is $100,000 plus. I'd like to know, first of all, Mr. Mayor, how you evaluated these values.
I tell you.
Okay. And number two, these vehicles, these trucks, are not just something you go out to the Ford dealership, garbage trucks, and purchase. These are specialized mechanical devices, okay? I'm not sure how much they cost when they were purchased, and I'm not sure what you depreciated them at, but these are specialized pieces of equipment that to operate them and maintain them, okay, you just can't go to any mechanic. This is something that the city should have as an asset and basically use for its own good, and that's how I feel, and that's why I wrote you the email. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Richard Anise, 13030 Northeast 10th Avenue. Since we're talking about garbage trucks, I'd like to take a moment, because I promised one of the former employees that does work for Waste Pro now this morning when I was talking to him he asked me to, since I told him they were doing a good job, he asked me to mention that at the council meeting. I was going to wait till the citizens forum, but I'll take the opportunity now to say that they are doing a good job. I have a question if these funds can be commingled into the general fund, or since it's equipment, or doesn't it stay in another area and isn't it used going forward for other equipment? And if it can be mingled with general funds, then maybe we should save some of this money to pay some fines that we may be being levied by the government before we start giving all of this stuff away. I think we have some things coming up that we've done some violations, and we may be having to pay for that. So maybe we should just put that money there before we give it away.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, Carol Prager, 2509 Northeast 135 Street. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Council. You're correct, Mr. Mayor. The City of North Miami does have a history of charitable donations to very worthy causes. And in the past, we have been very generous because we were in a situation and we had circumstances that allowed for our generosity. I'm very concerned again about the economic environment that we are not only in North Miami and the state of Florida, but nationally. I think we need to be very conservative when we're spending taxpayer money, not only in the city of North Miami, but for causes outside the city of North Miami. One of the things that disturbs me about this item is that it was on the agenda, I believe, at the last council meeting. I believe that these items passed through the city manager's office. I would think, sir and madam, that issues like this that come before the council and are discussed by the citizens that can be so highly charged, that you would have counsel from your administration about the circumstances surrounding any kind of donation like this. I had no idea the value of these vehicles. It was also my understanding when we privatized that our vehicles would be purchased and that our employees would be employed. So it comes as a surprise to me. I don't think we would be here right now, Mr. Mayor and Council, if our administration had this knowledge and shared it with you at an appropriate time, so that we wouldn't be standing up here made to feel as though we're not generous and that we don't care to share. Because I don't think that's anybody's intent. I can say in the prior item also, if you had knowledge about what that item was prior to discussion, there wouldn't have been that kind of discourse. So I'm very disappointed in administration for not giving you forewarning about any of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Cal.
May it please the
may it please the court.
May it please Mayor Council. Am I supposed to say my name or where I live or?
Absolutely.
Douglas Hindmarsh, Bayshore Drive, for the record. Mr. Mayor, Council, let me take all the emotion out of it. I don't think you can do it. This is not my opinion. It's called the Florida Constitution. And this is Clifford Alloway, Professor of Law, University of Miami. Let me read you in part.
What's the name of the professor?
Alloway. He's probably long past. This
Professor
book is older
Eli?
than I am.
What's the name of the professor?
Alloway.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Councilman Blenn's professor way back then.
He was a Florida constitutional law professor.
Yeah, I had another one.
Not mine. I had real constitutional law with Fletcher Baldwin at the University of Florida. He was a constitutional lawyer. When we're dealing with a governmental entity in the state of Florida, all governmental bodies must dispose of property for a public purpose, not a private purpose. So, if I were in front of the district or the court, the question probably might be whether or not a municipal court can donate directly or indirectly garbage trucks to a foreign country. Clearly the answer is no. Now, Madam City Attorney would probably want to look into it because the Florida Supreme Court substantively has adopted the test is as follows. If the primary purpose is a public one, say for example, I don't know Greenleaf from the ABC Corporation.
It's right there.
But, assume arguendo that the headquarters is here and they employ 35,000 North Miamians. Well, the primary purpose then would clearly be a public purpose. And then they list 3 or 4 examples, one of which is, I believe it was 1972, the city wanted to build a doctor's office building for private doctors, and the Attorney General clearly said no. So when you take the emotion out of it, I don't think you can do it, but as I told the former Mayor Burns, you can do whatever you want. It's called 3 votes. That's the name of my book. Until somebody out here or somebody out there challenges you, and the guy in the black robe with the little wooden stick says, denied, you can do whatever you want. But I really think, as my sworn officials, my elected officials with sworn duty to be fiduciary safeguards, somebody told me there's 175 homes in foreclosure out of 810 homes in Keystone. That's not verified. My point being, if there's even 10 homes, you have an obligation to save every dollar. In the junk business, I'll tell you exactly what those trucks are worth. At 50,000 pounds gross weight, they're worth $4,500 to me right now. Now, it'll get better when I go on eBay to Altoona, Pennsylvania, and they happen to need a garbage truck, and they say, bring it up here, Douglas. It'll cost me 50 cents a mile to get it to Altoona, Pennsylvania. And then I'll sell it to them for 50 grand. Get us the most money you can for us. You're our elected leaders. I don't know anything about an endowment. Put it in the fund. Suppress the millage rate. That gives everybody in this room something. Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas.
Suzanne Skeel, 14045 Northeast 9th Avenue. I'm, Mr. Mayor, Council. The thing that I think was not mentioned at all in giving these trucks to Haiti was that you can't just drive them there. They've got to be shipped. That's another expense. Who's going to pay for the expense of shipping those trucks there? And then we hear on the news that a lot of equipment that is sent to Haiti sits on the dock and can't get into the city to be used. And if these are special trucks that need special kind of maintenance, is there anyone there who will know how to maintain them? So those are very important questions to ask before you go trying to get rid of something that's going to cost the city probably the cost of shipment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maria?
That is a valid issue. Mayor Burns, we still got a truck that was sent to Haiti, and they have no mechanic to maintain it. I think the mayor from Port-au-Pec came back and was asking us, to send a mechanic to maintain it in Haiti. So that question would need to be answered by Operation Green Leave, which is an additional problem. I'm sorry to disturb you. You may proceed.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm Maria Cruz, 2035 Northeast 121st Road. I find this whole conversation very disturbing, and the casual disregard that you have for, or that you seem to have, for the fact that vehicles are sitting there, that they weren't tried to be sold in the first place, that our tax dollars are just being given away to a foreign country outside of our city. We could give a bonus to these fine police officers that were here. We could buy them equipment or refit these vehicles to be used in the city in a different way. And I find it very, very irresponsible that this whole conversation is even taking place. And it's very, very disturbing. Like the gentleman said, our millage rate could go down. We could be charitable within our city. But for you to be so generous with our tax dollars, shame on you. Shame on you. Thank you.
Linda Dellerson, 2341 Bayview Lane. I'm also opposed to having the trucks shipped out of the country, mainly because of the cost involved, which we don't even haven't even discussed what the cost is. I also say charity begins here at home. The last council meeting I sat through, I was right here, and I listened to a lady who came up here and spoke about the children here who could not even eat, that their only meal that they got was at lunch. This was heartbreaking to me, absolutely heartbreaking when I walked out of here. And I really think that all of you sitting up at the council and the mayor should consider the city of North Miami first, especially the children that live here that can't eat. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you, Mr. Haber?
Good evening, Mayor and Council, and North Miami citizens. I'm Joe Haber, 2096 Alameda Drive, Keystone Point, District 2. Let me start by saying that this is a simple matter of common sense. It's a moral imperative that our city practices year-round discipline to give needy and charitable causes what we have to give. It's our part in our community, it's our legacy, and it's in our hearts. We must give what we can to the people, our communities, and other communities. However, we are not a rich city. Are we? I don't think so. We are not the city of gold. In my opinion, before we give a charity, any charity, be it Haiti, Israel, any charity that needs our help, we first need to secure the money for our city. To act in the best interest of our city is to decide to sell these trucks to the top cash bidder. Since I'm not going to get up at Citizens Forum, I'd just like to take a second, in addition to mention, in addition to honoring the victims of 9/11 in the ceremony that we honored, I believe it's really important to recognize equally the loss of over 6,000 U.S. troops in the armed forces in Afghanistan and Iraq that were fighting terrorism and for our freedom. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
I'm Jim Tracton from Keystone Point. Mr. Mayor, council members, first of all, there is no question this would be illegal under Florida law. Those of us who know the Florida law know about that. But second of all, even if it wasn't illegal, this city has never been that rich. In fact, we've had some very bad times. We need the money here. We need the money for not only for the city, but for its citizens, for its people. God knows there's no money around extra. Please do not give any money away from this city. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, staff. Beverly Hilton, 12495 Northwest 6th Avenue. I am not opposed to giving to nonprofit because I'm one, but the needs for residents are too great. $100,000, I could find my neighbor right now, house falling apart. I'm sure he would appreciate $5,000 in vouchers to help fix his home. We need the money right here, Mayor and Council. Please do not send our money away. Again, I'm not opposed to giving to nonprofit, but we need it right here. We need to take care of our own first before we go outside. Thank you.
Alan Smith, 10 Northeast 132nd Street. As other people have said, when one is in financial straits, the normal thing to do is you look around for any surplus you've got and you hold a yard sale.
Thank you.
I love yard sales. Carol Keys, 12550 Palm Road. After this item was pulled a couple weeks ago, I requested of the manager to know exactly what these trucks were that were identified. The package said that the organization identified trucks, and after having another 2 weeks of preparation, I don't understand why the package did not include a list of the trucks that were being requested and their values. And it seems that the only person who has that information is you, Mr. Mayor. I'm not faulting you for having it, but I am faulting someone for why the rest of the council does not have a list of the equipment that we're looking at and their values. And I don't know how a council can make any kind of educated decision to donate something. Are we donating 5,000, 100,000? I judge the trucks to be worth about 150,000. So I don't think that's the way that you should be running your business up there. The organization seems to be an incredibly good organization. Tree reforestation in Haiti has just got to be one of the most important things right now. But if we got to offer for 100,000, that's probably a lowball offer. I'm sure we can get a lot more money than that. I think we should auction our trucks, take our money. If you want to give a small, not a small, but if you want to give a donation to this organization, put that in the budget for our organizations. I saw in the budget we were way over on our charitable donations. So if we're going to be giving money away, put it in the budget so we know what we've got, and let's give the money away. But to give over $100,000 to one organization that is not going to be contributing to our city, I like your idea. Let's go for $100,000 or $50,000 worth of Thanksgiving dinners for our citizens. It's our citizens' tax dollars. Let's help our own citizens first. Thank you.
Okay.
Hans Mardi, 11925 Northeast 2nd Avenue. I'm here I'm very sad about what I heard tonight. I'm not supporting the idea of giving the truck away. I think Haiti deserves better than that. And I feel sorry for those of you who think Haiti is a place for garbage. Some of you think Haiti is a place where there is no mechanic, where there is nothing, where there is anything. I know, Miss Patrice, you are a very hard worker. You have other means to raise money to buy a truck for your organization. And I encourage the city council, the mayor, and everybody to do the right thing, take the money, and feed the hungry people in the city and resolve all the problems with the money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you cold, Lucy?
Yes,
You're not the first.
I'm coming up with the flu.
Oh, no.
Well, it's not that. You should have been here on midday to see how hot it was in this building. So it's up to Public Works, They freeze us to death or they put us in hell.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Lucy Tondreau, 12865 West Dixie Highway in North Miami. I didn't hear all the presentation of Nadine Patrice on Operation Green Leaves. And I'm sure most of us who have been in this community for many, many years have heard the work that they have done throughout the years, not only here in South Florida, but as well in Haiti. And I was listening carefully to all the people who have spoken earlier. It's like it was a well-rehearsed speech. I don't know if Mrs. Patrice have asked for all the 10 or 7 trucks, and nobody of these good people who are worried about hungry people in North Miami, like we're just starting to have them, children with no means, they have always been there in North Miami. I would have understood if somebody would have said, well, we cannot afford to give you all 7, we can give you 1 or 2. Because one of the good things about this country here is the capacity of the people to share. Whether or not we disagree with Ms. Patrice in asking for those trucks, we also know that in Haiti we do have an environmental problem. We also know that we have a garbage problem in this country. And I don't think she has said anything about asking the city to ship those trucks to Haiti. And none of you can come here and testify to say that when you send things in Haiti, they have stayed on the dock for many years or many months. Because they are also as well recognized in Haiti as non-profit. They don't have to pay for taxes. Sharing it has been one of the best things that us here in the United States we have done. And since the majority of the council are also from Haiti, you all are aware of what's going on right now, especially after the storm, after whatever. We need to clean this place. And if Ms. Patrice wants to do it, I think we need to encourage her. Maybe not to give her all 7 of them. We're keeping 5, we give them 2. And I think that's what sharing is. And most of us who goes to church and said we need to learn to share and respect others. And okay, which means the people here, they are hungry, they have always been hungry. It's not now that those children or those houses are being foreclosed. And throughout the years, I've never heard any of you come here and said that, you know what, we're going to take a cut on the things that we're doing in order to help those people that are being foreclosed or those children that cannot eat. Let's stop the hypocrisy. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy.
Hi, my name is Sharon Rudman, and I'm a resident, Sans Souci. And with all due respect, I have to disagree profusely. 3.5 years ago, I've been doing charity work my whole life in many communities abroad who've needed our country's attention. And 3.5 years ago, I also raised money for a food bank. And like I mentioned, 3.5 years ago, after the debacle, when we had donors contributing to this food bank, for the first time we had recipients. So I disagree with you as far as helping other countries. We do help other countries. Like another gentleman mentioned, we do have a budget for charitable organizations. We well exceeded this year. But our own city right now is having a lot of issues. And we're feeding people that we've never fed before. And that's why it's been discussed for the first time this year, because maybe 5 years ago, this city didn't have the same dire straits that it has today. So I completely disagree with donating $100,000 or $150,000 worth of merchandise when we can help our own people, though I don't disagree with giving charity, and I'm almost offended by that comment that we are not helping Haiti, because I personally have given a lot of money to Haiti, and my charities have given money to Haiti. Thank you very much.
Annie Montgomery, 2082 Laurel Lane. Good evening, everybody. I am also offended about us not helping Haiti. I think there's people in this room can attest to what I've done and what the donations I've made to Haiti. So when somebody gets up here, I'd like to find out how much they have contributed to Haiti when they say we do not and we should contribute more. We all think about Haiti. They're in our hearts. The people of Haiti are in our hearts all the time. But for somebody to stand up at this podium, that I don't know whether she lives in the city or not, but to say that the residents of North Miami don't contribute enough, excuse me. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor, council members. When I was the mayor of the city, I had the fortunate pleasure to be able to donate a front-end loader and 2 dump trucks to Port-au-Paix, Haiti. The council voted on it, and we tried to deliver them there ourselves. I was able to go with the front-end loader. It took us a while to get the dump truck and the other garbage truck there. It wasn't a garbage truck, it was a trash truck. But times were different then. These particular vehicles were held out for auction, and because of their mechanical difficulties, they were not one of the top vehicles that were chosen. It took us about 6 months to determine whether we were going to even donate it to Port-au-Paix, because myself and Councilwoman Marie and others had visited Haiti with a contingent of about 20 people. And one of our main focus then at the time was garbage, was how do we help Port-au-Paix and other areas create a landfill. And we had experts from Miami-Dade Solid Waste. We had private haulers. We had the fire department. We had all kinds of people there trying to figure out how to do it. And I remember the Prime Minister of Haiti telling us at the time, quit sending us your junk. Don't send us your vehicles that we don't have the parts to replace them with. Don't send us the stuff that you can't get rid of in the States, but you use Haiti as the dumping ground. As you fly into Port-au-Prince Airport, if you look out both sides of the windows, you will see fields or scrap yards that have hundreds of buses and school buses and tractors and stuff that was donated from the States that's just sitting there because a lot of the communities didn't have the ability to take care of the equipment. After we delivered our vehicles to a city, to another government, our sister city, even though not officially, Port-au-Prince is our sister city along with Delma. We knew that they went into the hands of the local government. When I went back several months later, I saw our front end loader there with a flat tire and another part that they couldn't find. So we helped them get the part shipped down there, not city money, but onto the side, and got it up and running again. That's the problems that you run into with these type of donations. One of the other things is that the request originally came in as 7 garbage trucks or vehicles, and that the organization, who may be a very fine organization for what they do, and we all know that Haiti needs help with the environmental issues, and it's issues that I've worked on there, is that the garbage trucks that we happen to have aren't the kind of garbage trucks that they need in Haiti. They're not the right, they don't need the 1R bandits. They need the rear loaders. We don't have rear loaders. That's not what we're shipping. I'm opposed to sending this donation on several reasons. One, why this particular nonprofit? Mr. Manager, you said as a course of conduct for purchases, we should take bids from everybody if we're going to sell these vehicles. Well, a course for donations, a course of conduct for donations ought to be multiple nonprofit organizations should have the same right and opportunity to get some surplus equipment from the city. There was a time when I sat up there that when we had to authorize the auction, and they presented the equipment list to us, and the council members authorized the city manager to move forward with the sale, and usually it was once or twice a year, so that the council would know what we had, what the value was. This year's police budget for fleet replacement, some people say it's about $250, some say it's none. We have police cars on the city streets today that are 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. When I was mayor, and I'm going to say it that way, we had a 5-year rotation. Every 5 years, those police vehicles were replaced. Our police motorcycles were replaced every 3 years. Do you know our motor patrol are driving 2006 motorcycles? They have not been replaced. It's now 2012, closely getting to 2013. These vehicles need to be replaced. We should have that rotation. Yes, the city had financial issues, but here you're talking about the possibility of giving away over $100,000, maybe $150,000 worth of equipment. Mr. Mayor, that would buy 4 motorcycles, 3.5 patrol cars, cars that we need here. I'm not worried about giving somebody a turkey dinner. I'm worried about the police department getting the vehicles. Look at the command staff. They got nice brand new SUVs, even though they're leased. We're paying for them. 2010, 2011, 2012s, very nice Suburbans. I wish I could afford those. Yet the patrol guys are driving around in these cars that really should have been retired and taken out of service a long time ago. Not to belabor the point, but the trucks, if you were to donate them, are the wrong trucks that they don't need for what they want to use them for. They don't, the shipping, we went through it, I know firsthand, and yes, there is a problem. Even when government sends to another government of getting material off of the docks, because I saw it firsthand. And then the maintenance issue. You may be settling this nonprofit with specialized garbage trucks that are very difficult to maintain. They're very difficult for this city to maintain. And then I would say to the council that your manager knows everything going on. Now, for you to think that the manager doesn't know what's going on and doesn't know about the documents and doesn't know about this, I don't believe so. I believe he is very astute of almost every aspect of things going on in this city. He may know things, but it's not getting to you. And Mr. Mayor, what you wanted to do is very noble. Hey, we might have some equipment sitting out there. If we can't get rid of it, but then to find out that it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, I know how it would feel to have egg on your face. And that's not right. Because I don't think anybody sitting up there is just going to give away hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, no matter how noble it may be, at this time of the city's juncture, when our police officers need new equipment, Parks and Rec need new equipment. We put off those purchases. So if you don't know where to spend that money, I think there's a whole lot of departments that will be able to ask you. And again, you only put maybe $250,000 in fleet replacement. I believe the city may have given something for Katrina. Maybe we helped out there. But other than that, as far as I know, we only gave, or at least when I was there, only gave to other municipalities or other government agencies in Haiti. And again, it's a noble thing, but I don't think it's the right thing to do now. And again, if you're going to do something like that, you need to open it up to all nonprofit organizations because, as the manager said again, the course of conduct for purchases should be the same course of conduct for donations. Thank you.
Public hearing is now closed. Hearing none. I guess a couple questions is in regard to the applicant. The applicant never listed the equipment that the applicant wanted. No one has that information. I just asked the question, and the applicant said exactly what they wanted. So, in regard to that, you know, no one knew exactly what they wanted until now. Ms. City Attorney, the legal question, which is, I'm looking at the U.S. Constitution, so you know, I mean, you're the lawyer, so you could help me out. Taking public property for a private purpose, is that illegal for us to donate these trucks to the not-for-profit organization? To one is whether it's going to be here, but we know it's going to a foreign country. So legally, can we do so?
I do not believe it's illegal to do so.
Okay. And I guess, you know, we are going into council discussion, but I mean, the issue of patrol car, I heard there was a 5-year plan, but if there are cars out there from 2002, if there was a 5-year plan, those cars should have been replaced in 2007 before I got here. So I don't know what happened to that 5-year plan. Maybe it was never into place. So, but I know, manager, you were working extremely hard in making sure that, you know, we are up to date. There's cars, you know, getting replaced. The motorcycle, I know you're working on a plan to get that going. So, you know, just make sure that we are up to date with that. I know the police, you know, most of the cars are being rented out because of that.